$10,958. $10,958 is what I averaged every day last year. $10,958 is what I made every single day last year, give or take. That's crazy. That's $4 million in 1 year, guys, in 2019. Now I gotta watch what I ask you because this will run in an ad, so I have to watch my terminology here. But I work in my pajamas doing what I love to do. How does that sound? Does it sound like something that you may want? I'm saying that because I gotta cut to the chase and I gotta tell you how it is. There are only 3 freaking reasons, only 3, why you don't have what I have. If that's what you want, would you like 10 grand a day, pretty much on autopilot, working from home in your PJs? Now I know this is going to appeal to the masses because in the end, that's what I do. I work from home in my PJs. I'm actually not wearing any pants right now. Too much info, I know, but let's move on here. Would you like to know what the 3 things are? Of course you would. Let's go. Number 1, nobody wants what you're selling. And if you're in business, which you will be if you're an entrepreneur, you must be selling something. Is the product or service that you are selling solving a problem? A lot of people ignore that. I ignored it in the past because I got romantic about the idea, or the person who introduced me to the product or service was extremely convincing and sold me on the idea. That's number 1. You got to make sure that people want the product or service that you have, that they need the product or service that you have. Number 2, do you have the right vehicle to put your product or service in front of the right people? Yes, I mean marketing, but I'm going 2 steps further than just marketing. You need to be able to automate and scale. Your vehicle needs to be able to automate so you don't have to be at work every day, and scale so you can grow with no limit in sight. So number 1, do people actually need your product and service right now, today? Number 2, do you have the right vehicle to put your product in front of the right audience at the right time? And most importantly, can you automate and scale that vehicle? And number 3 is the most important reason why you're not making money from home in your pajamas. Number 3 is also the reason that I never ever share. You've never heard me share this strategy. And number 3 is also the reason that all the gurus and experts on the internet today are not sharing it with you. Number 3 is your daily method of operation, your DMO. You don't have the correct DMO. Now I'd like to pull back the curtain right now, really quickly, and tell you what I've just done to you. Okay, you're still watching me right now, and you're also in my audience right now. Welcome to the world of Mark Lalonde. Let me tell you how I did that. First thing, I used an abnormal object that you won't see every single day. This chicken's probably worth about 25 bucks. That gets people's attention. It gets them to stop in their scrolling. You need an abnormal object that you don't see every day, preferably oversized. If you want people to watch your video, you got to get them to stop scrolling. That's the first thing I did. Next thing I did, I put captions at the beginning of the video. The statistic in 2019 is that 79% of people don't turn up their volume. So you must put captions to get people to stick a little bit, just like you have. The chicken stopped you, and the captions kept you there for a while. The next thing I did, I gave you 3 tips to getting something that you obviously need, which is making money from home in your pajamas. That's a real thing. I'll tell you guys exactly how to do that in a sec, but it really is the dream. I'm living the life of my dreams. There's nothing better than making money from home in your pajamas, period. So like I said, I gave you 3 reasons, but the number 3 reason, the most important reason why you're not getting what you need, which is making money from home in your pajamas, is where I stop the captions and put up the little turn up volume watermark. What that does, that pops you into my audience. So you're in my audience right now if you can hear me. So let's be honest. Did you stop scrolling because of the chicken? Did you stick around because of the captions? And did you click the video to turn on the volume because the captions stopped and you wanted the third secret? Okay, well, these are just some of the things I want to teach you guys on an upcoming webinar. Yes, this is an invitation to an exclusive one-time webinar where I'm going to break down my DMO, my daily method of operation. The most common question I get, and right now I get it probably 100 times a day, is, Mark, what do you do? Mark, what exactly do you do? Mark, break down your day for me. What do you do when you wake up till when you go to bed? What are the exact steps? Can I hang out with you for a day? I get that offer all the time to come to Ottawa, Canada and sit and watch me. Can I pay you $10,000 to hang out with you on one of your busiest days so I can be a fly on the wall? If you've seen me in any interviews, when people ask me, what's your DMO, Mark? I always dodge the question, always. It's my superpower. If you saw me do what I do any given day, you could replicate what I do and get the same results. Period, period, period. So for the first time in my history, which is 5 years of online marketing, where I went from making $0 to $4 million this year and no limit in sight, I'm going to hit 8 figures per year in a couple of years. That's $10 million per year. For the first time ever, I'm going to reveal my DMO and go through it on a step by step by step by step training. And I'm going to do it for absolutely nothing. Zero cost to you. Now, I can't say the F word because this may not pass for an ad. The F word being F-R-E-E. Yes, that's what the webinar will cost. So I want to give you a summary of what we'll cover on this very exclusive one-time DMO, Daily Method of Operation webinar. But before I give you that summary, I want to show you that I'm credible. What if you've never seen me before? What if you don't know who I am? What if you're saying that guy's not a millionaire? As if. Believe me, if I saw myself online, I would say the same thing. As if that guy's making $4 million per year. Come on. So the best thing I can do is log into a few of my accounts, maybe show you a couple of income streams, maybe show you my lead flow. I'm not sure if you're in network marketing, but I can show you how I personally enroll a person an hour. Yeah, per hour. I'll show you that, make myself credible in about 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'll cover the summary of what this one-time webinar will cover. Now you can go ahead and click the link in the description because we're only letting 100 people into that webinar. And it's going to be happening on one day. This thing won't be replaying on syndication. Also, I have a university. This will not be in the university. I'm also known as the wealthy trainer who gives value. This webinar will not be going in those groups. This webinar is not even shared with my clients. I never, ever share my DMO. So once I make myself credible right now, we'll go through the summary of what we'll cover, but you can go ahead and click the link in the description to make sure you get into those 100 people. So now I'm going to go to my office. We're going to share my screen a little bit, and then I'll give you a quick summary of what we'll cover in that one-time exclusive Surefire DMO webinar. Here we go. You ready for the magic of video? Let's do this. Ta-da! You gotta love the magic of video. Okay, so let's get to it. Credibility time. I'm going to share my screen for about 2 minutes, show you my lead flow, show you maybe 1 or 2 income streams, and show you how I personally enroll 1 person per hour for my network marketing company. So here we go. Okay, we'll start with PayPal. We'll start with a little proof of income. But once again, this is just for credibility purposes. And PayPal counts for, I'd say, about 40%, maybe 30% of my income. The rest is through Stripe, which processes all of our credit cards. And of course, you'll get miscellaneous checks every now and again. So I'm going to log in right now. Okay, so there we are. Okay, that's too much money in there. I need to make a withdrawal right after I film this. Okay, first let's get rid of this banner here. Okay, now this is just to build credibility. I'm not here to give you a financial advising course because I'm not a financial advisor. But once you start raking in the payments, you got to keep an eye on your PayPal because I like to keep it at under 100,000 at all times. If my financial advisor saw this, he would freak out. Again, this is a little off topic, but the problem is PayPal's making money off of my money, which is why you'll notice I'm making transfers to my bank almost every day. Okay, so let's quickly go through this. I'm never very comfortable in these back offices. As I'm filming this, we are the 19th. It's actually 9 in the morning, so we're having a good start to the day. We got a $3,000 sale. If we go to yesterday, we got 3 grand. 67. Okay, so yesterday was only 3 grand. Like I said, PayPal's about 30% of my income, maybe 40% on some days. I'll address the other 60% in a second here. So let's keep going down. Okay, another transfer. That was a couple of days ago. Okay, here we go on the 16th. 2 grand here, 3 grand here. And there we have it. Some of you that are automating your sales, you know how it goes. Some days you'll get 1 sale, some days you'll get 10. That's just the nature of the beast. So I feel okay sharing my PayPal income, but I'm very uncomfortable sharing my Stripe income, which is all the credit card processing. What I do for proof of income for Stripe is I do it on a one-on-one basis. So I could do it with you through Zoom if you request proof of income. Actually just shared my Stripe income, which was 60% yesterday with someone because I'm forming a new partnership. And also when you log into your Stripe, you may not want to share that back office on the web because there's all kinds of account numbers showing. PayPal is relatively safe to show. So once again, if anyone needs to see my proof of income through credit cards, you need to request that from me directly and we'll get on a Zoom and I'll show you. So this is about what I'm comfortable with showing for now online. Next, let's go to the lead flow. Okay, I use Aweber as my autoresponder. For those of you that are unaware of what an autoresponder is, that's not the scope of this video clip credibility portion. This is just to show you the inflow of leads that I get. So let me log in now. Okay, here we are. We're doing pretty good today actually because it's morning time. Yesterday was super close to my goal. I want to hit 2 grand a day now. Funny how our goals change every year, right? Oh, I'm close to that million. But now I shouldn't really talk about this because this is for credibility purposes. That's all. But a lot of people are going to focus on this. I know you will. You always do. That's a good thing, guys. If people don't want to stick around, they don't want to stick around, okay? I'm quite aggressive on email for many reasons, but it's not in the scope of this. I'll take 2,000 leads to lose 14 any day of the week, right? Right. Again, I don't want to talk about list segmentation. That's another big deal. I never send to my entire list, but it's important to note that this number is all of my lists combined. Okay, I think that should do it for this. Once again, this is only for credibility purposes. So now we're going to go into the back office of my network marketing company. Let's go do that right now. Okay, here we are. Log in. Okay, I hope there's not too much sensitive information here, but let's take a look. Let's go to my business. Okay, now let's go to my Ellepreneurs. What this means, guys, is basically the term we use in my company for my team builders. Ellepreneurs is just the term the company uses. So everyone in this list had to purchase a $250 or a $500 startup pack and some business materials. So these are not just people coming in for free. These are people that are committed and ready to build with me. I'm going to go in here, but I want you to note I have the ability to bring one builder or one rep, I guess you can say, per hour. And once I come in here, I'll explain why I only spent 1 day on this so far. So let's go click that. Okay, here we are. Now I know this is not a network marketing training, but I must say a few things. Those of you who know me, you know I have a strategy and a reason for everything, pretty much everything I do. So this is not an excuse I'm about to say, this is an actual strategy. So here's a list of my elopreneurs, my reps. Now if we scroll to the bottom, I've got 42 of them, but if you look at the dates, it's 09, 27, 27, 27, 28, 28, 28, 28. Then it jumps to the following month, and they're not really coming in anymore. There's a reason for this. Now I don't know if this is cool with all the elopreneur IDs showing, but it looks like we're relatively okay. There's not much information showing here. So what I've done is the first day I started my business, which was actually I think on the 26th, my goal was to get 24 people in 24 hours, which I did do. This is actually 2 days here from the 27th to the 28th, but it does fall within 24 hours. I put in exactly 24 reps in 24 hours. Now this is for credibility, but I must specify why I did that. Why didn't I just keep going, right? Every hour, correct? Well, I'll keep it simple by saying, number one, if you're not duplicating in network marketing and you're not creating leaders within that can teach others to create leaders within their organizations, you basically just got yourself a job. You do not want to be recruiting all the time. Yes, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars by doing this every hour. There's no doubt about it. Hundreds of thousands per month. But if you train these people to do that, even better, if you teach these people to teach that, now you're looking at millions per month. And once geometric progression kicks in, you won't have to recruit anymore. So that's why I stopped recruiting. I put in my initial 30 or 40. I'm going to train you guys that are in here, and that's where my time is going. And the number two reason is I wanted to get exactly 24 in 24 hours, because that's going to be the title of my network marketing book. Pitch Alert is just a catchy title, and I have the ability to do it, so I figured let's just get 24 in 24 hours, and it'll make for a catchy title. How I personally enrolled 24 reps in 24 hours. Okay, that's enough. So that's for credibility, guys. I'll mention quickly again that if you do require further proof on what I can do, you're going to have to contact me directly, okay? I know a lot of companies are going to see this. If any of you want to create some kind of big partnership or you want me to speak at an event, get with me and we can dig deeper into my results. Okay, now this kind of turned into a Mark Lalonde pitch fest, didn't it? Okay, that's good for credibility. Let me come back to you guys now. Okay, so there you have it. I hope that makes me a little more credible. Next year, you'll see how credible I really am when I start cranking out my toys. I was actually going to include my Ferrari in this video, but I'm going to save it for upcoming ads, since you are in fact in my audience right now. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a business partner just 2 days ago about how I need to get the yellow Ferrari to complement the red one that I already have, that many of you have already seen. 2020, specifically in the month of May, is also the month that I get my mansion. And as the great Tony Robbins would say, I'm not saying this to impress you. I'm saying this to impress upon you what's possible by following a specific, successful, proven daily method of operation. Your DMO will never let you down. If it's a surefire DMO designed and used by someone who has the results that you're seeking. Now I need to drop this really quick. I'm a super humble guy. I just cannot believe what's happening in my life, and I'm extremely proud. And I've also wanted a Ferrari and a Lamborghini since I was a wee lad, so it's kind of like a humble brag. My mansion in May will be strictly for masterminds, where I'll invite some clients in for the weekend and they can use one of the 9 bedrooms. I'll just happen to be living in it as well. Let's call it a perk of being a multimillionaire. Okay, I'm done. I'm just super proud. And I want the same for you, which is why I'll share with you right now the outline of this one-time exclusive, no-cost webinar that's limited to 100 people. That's it. So here we go. I need you to ask yourself this question. Do you honestly believe that the things you do actually do during the day is directly related to your success? I hope you said yes. It's not what you know. It's not who you follow. It's what you actually do. The steps that you take on a consistent basis. Hence your DMO, daily method of operation. Would you like to know exactly what I do? Well, let me give you the summary now. I used to look at this like a 7-course meal. But now I broke down my DMO into a 3-course meal. Let me explain. We have the appetizer, we have the main course, and we have the dessert. The main course consists of 3 components: the vegetables, the meat, and the potatoes. But to be politically correct in this non-meat eating world that we're living in lately, let's call it the vegetables, the proteins, and the carbs. So we have the appetizer, the vegetables, the protein, the carbs, and the dessert. Those are the 5 components of my DMO. That's how we're going to go through this. There are 5 components. So if you're committing 5 hours a day to your business, which is what we'll use in the example, you're to divide that into one of these 5 components. 1 hour on your appetizer, 3 hours on your main course. So that would be 1 hour for vegetables, 1 hour for proteins, and 1 hour for carbs. And then you would spend your 5th and final hour on dessert. Everybody loves dessert. It's what we work for. That's why when we attack our DMO, we start with the appetizer. Then we jump right to the most uncomfortable one, the one we generally don't like, which are the vegetables. And then we end off with the dessert, which is putting a wrap on your day and celebrating. So in the webinar, which will be 1 hour and 15 minutes long with maybe some QA at the end, I will spend 15 minutes on each component of your meal, hence your DMO. The first 15 minutes will be on your appetizer. This is really the warm-up to your day. Do you want to have a superstar day? You got to warm up. You got to stretch. That's your appetizer. A lot of you guys, don't lie. You start your day and you start filming a video right away, or you get on the phone immediately, or you try to start closing sales right out of the gates. Do you think a professional athlete goes on the ice, on the court, on the field without a proper warm-up? Not if they want to perform at their best. Same with us. I'll give you guys in the first 15 minutes of the webinar the exact appetizer, the warm-up. Then for the next 45 minutes, we'll jump into the main course. The vegetables are going to be the most difficult portion of this meal. This is why we do them first, right after the warm-up. So 15 minutes on the vegetables, 15 minutes on the proteins, 15 minutes on the carbs. For those of you that are confused, these are metaphors. I hope you're with me on that at least, right? The vegetables are going to be the most difficult tasks. You want to get them over with first when your mind is still fresh at the beginning of your work period. Brian Tracy puts it best in his book, Eat That Frog. Don't know if you guys read the book. It's about getting the money-making, important, difficult tasks over with first. Brian Tracy got that idea from Mark Twain, actually, who states in Huckleberry Finn that Huckleberry Finn used to eat the frog in the morning because it was the grossest, most disgusting, most horrible thing you can possibly do. Get it done in the morning so the rest of the day is a piece of cake and seems easy. Then after the vegetables, we'll spend 30 minutes on the proteins and carbs, which is the meat and potatoes. That's the workload. Not too difficult, but it's actual work. Then the dessert is the fun part. The dessert is still work, but it's the fun stuff that 99% of you guys are doing 99% of the time, when you should only be doing the fun stuff at the end of your day because you've earned it. So on this webinar, you're going to get my exact DMO. You'll see exactly what I do for my warm-up, my appetizer every day. You'll see exactly what I do when I eat my vegetables. Those of you who know me, I always say, have you eaten your vegetables yet? Have you done the hard stuff? I may even do some live calls on the webinar. I do this quite often. The most difficult tasks. That 15 minutes alone will be worth the price of admission, which is $0. Then I'll share with you my meat and potatoes, my proteins and carbs, what I actually do for the bulk of my day. And then I'll show you my dessert. I love dessert time at night. It's actually one of the funnest things I've ever done. You'll understand when you see me do it on the webinar. It's extremely rewarding. And I can't believe I make this much money doing that. So you're going to get all of this on this webinar, which runs on December 3rd. You're going to want to mark this on your calendar. December 3rd is a Tuesday. That's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I repeat this, Tuesday, December 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also repeat that I will not be sharing this webinar anywhere else. I also repeat that there will be no replay. I also repeat that you must be there live. That's kind of what I'm saying here. So if you have something planned for that day, here's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to cancel that thing. There are no exceptions, guys. I'm sorry. 100 people on December 3rd, Tuesday. That's right after Thanksgiving weekend. That's right after Black Friday weekend. As a matter of fact, it's the day after Cyber Monday. By then, everyone should have wrapped up their Thanksgiving and sale festivities and should be ready to take this in. As a matter of fact, it's right before 2020 hits. This will position you for success in 2020. Now the call to action is pretty simple. You're either seeing this somewhere on social media where you would click the link in the description to register, or you're actually on the registration page itself. This video is everywhere. So either click the link in the description or click the button somewhere on this page and go ahead and get registered. For the last time, let me try to put this in a nutshell in bullet points. I made over $4 million in 2019. I generate over 1,000 leads per day. I can personally enroll one person per hour in my network marketing company, and I owe it all to my daily method of operation. The DMO that I've never shared with anyone, the DMO that only 100 of you will see, and the DMO that will completely change your life and your business if followed. So let me ask you this. Why are you still watching me? Why haven't you clicked the link or the button? Seriously, go ahead and click the link or the button and get registered. Okay, you're still here. You can keep watching me if you like. I'm sticking around. I'm not sticking around. I'm just really stating the importance of this, guys. If you can't make it that day, here's what I need you to do. I need you to register anyways, because you're going to be seeing this invitation from now until December 2nd run through your timeline, and it's going to eat you up inside, and you will find a way to make it there. Okay, guys, now I'm really getting off this thing. Either click the link in the description or the button on this page to register, where I'll share with you and demonstrate for you my full surefire DMO. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye now.